anyone have questions for Ms. Mandac?
We're still in awe. Give us a second, please.
I have to thank Chiara for this film. It's such a moving thing, and it makes me very emotional. Thank you.
I bet it's bringing back a lot of memories.
Oh yeah, right.
Cheers to Miss Evelyn.
Well, when we were talking a while ago, you said that you can teach anyone to sing, right? And you said it's because it's the whole body, it's very physical and so on. And because I told you, I can't sing. I know, I can hear and I think.
If you can hear, you can sing.
So for someone who can't sing, what would be the first thing that we should do?
Think about the breath.
The breath.
Yeah. Think about the breath, and sounds just come if you hear it. You just open your mouth and you hear a sound, you sing it with the help of the breath. It's easy to talk about it, but
Hard to do.
No, not really. Not really.
Well, she's been teaching me for 3 years, and I still don't get it.
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's a matter of coordination.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. Of the brain, the oral thing, and the breath. You hear the sounds, so if you hear it, you can duplicate it with your voice. But it has to be coordinated with your breath.
Evelyn, are you going to sing for us today?
Oh, no. I'm retired.
So your accomplishments have been, spectacular and so inspirational, I think, for so many generations. Do you have a favorite role or a favorite character that you enjoy?
It's amazing about learning a role. They become your favorites, each one of them. They're different characters, the music, the characters that you sing with, the orchestra. All of this makes it a very special experience. And that's what I've always had. And I'm very blessed, actually, because I have the opportunity to do them. God, I'm so emotional. I don't know why. But it's so nice to be here with you. I have, to see this makes me wonder how incredible the work I've done.
Yes.
I didn't even realize it till I saw all the different roles I've done in a span of 12 years. It's really amazing.
I have a question for Chiara. How did you get all these
I know.
information?
I don't have them because I used to give all my reviews, my bill, programs to my mother. And somehow it got lost somewhere in the way, and my mother is gone. And so I said, I never thought of it, so I just let it go. So I met Chiara, and there she was. She did her own research. She wrote different opera companies, and they were very, very nice to her, and they gave her all the things that she needed and wanted, and that's how it all came about.
So it took 3 years. Really, when I first heard her voice, I cried for hours. And I just didn't know why. So I wanted to know, who was this person that affected me so much? Why did her voice touch me so much? Because it's never happened before. And so when I got to know her, I would just ask her questions, and she would tell me. So that, let's say she'll tell me about Shirley Verrett, so I'll Google Shirley Verrett. I did this in Angers. Okay, let's email Angers. So that's what I did, and then I just 3 years
It's
combined
amazing
all
what you
this
did.
stuff. And we have a very special relationship, I guess. So she trusts me with her stories.
First of all, I'd like to thank Chiara Cox for having given us this gift of the life of Evelyn Mandac. as a little background, I've known Evelyn Mandac since she was a student, a young student at the University of the Philippines. So you can say that we've had a lot of mileage together. And thereafter, I went on to live in Vienna, the city of music, etc. And there I noticed that most of the divas in the Vienna opera would just have a season and then in a flash they're gone. So thank you, Evelyn, for maintaining that career through many decades. To what do you attribute your longevity?
For the love of it and the work I put in. That's it. It's very simple.
Right.
The focus
The passion
and the love
for
for it,
this.
yes.
This is a question for Chiara.
Oh.
Can you find the videos that you put them together that you can also access? Like the
Actually,
plays?
like the Juilliard archives, I wanted to put it in my lecture, and they would not let me use the audio because they said if you play it, it's like a public performance. So I don't know, Cunha, why that would be, but they wouldn't let me play it. And like even the In Womani from San Francisco
I
Opera,
was surprised
I
about
could
that.
only play 30 seconds of it. They only allow 30-second clips. But if you go, I built an evelynmandac.com website,
yeah.
and if you go under listen or music, you'll hear anything that's out there that's public. I put there for anyone who's interested. But going back to your question, I think Filipinos are proud of Miss Mandac, but they don't know why. So I wanted this video to show people why, very simply, very honestly, and from the critics who actually heard her voice. Because a lot of people who write about her in the Philippines actually have never even heard anything she's done abroad. So I wanted to hear what the critics really thought. And so that's why I compiled it.
Very good.
Yeah, I think it's, I mean, we can be proud of somebody, but if we don't know
Yeah.
why, there's no depth to that pride. I wanted there to be some depth to why people should be proud of Evelyn Mandac.
Which kind of brings me to my next question. So did you ever feel any sort of pushback from the opera world? Or
What
was
do you
it
mean by
always-
pushback?
Well, was it always very welcoming of you? Did they just see you? Did they just hear your voice as opposed to given where you came from and?
Yeah, in
So-
fact, they were very surprised. The first time I auditioned at Juilliard to enter the master's program, I sang and they said, "Did you have your education in Europe?" And I said, "No, in the Philippines." They were very surprised. Aurelio Estanislao, I don't know if you know anything about him. He lived here and sang a little bit here in the United States, and then but basically in Europe. And the year before I left for the United States, and it was all unplanned, you know, he came to the Conservatory of Music, and my teacher was very ill at that time, and he said, if I leave you, you have to go to Aurelio Estanislao and study with him. So I did that. My teacher died shortly after that, and I did that, and it was just God sent. He taught me so many things about the art songs in all the languages. He just prepared me for going abroad, and I didn't even know I was going abroad. It was really something. And then I met the ambassador, U.S. ambassador, and I sang in a soiree in some party, and the cultural attaché was also there, and they loved my singing, and he said, "You have to go abroad. I'll get you a scholarship." And I said, "Oh, I would love that." So the U.S. ambassador, Stevenson, was the former president of the Oberlin College, and is very well known for music. The conservatory there is first class. And so he said, "I'll get you a scholarship there, full scholarship. And so all you have to do is take care of your transportation." And I said, "How am I going to spend for that? I don't have any money, not much money. My parents are, we're just normal people. And so they said, write Fulbright travel grant. So I got that. That was very nice. So I went to the States, and that's how it started. Then from then on, I went to Juilliard, and then a career.
Well, I wanted to add, like at Juilliard, when you got your Rockefeller scholarship, you were supposed to go back to the Philippines
Oh, that's
to teach.
right. Yeah.
But she was so popular, and she had so much work lined up that they gave,
said, you're doing so
Yeah.
well already, you stay up
Yeah.
in America, and they let it go. Because you're supposed to go back to the Philippines for 2 years at least before you can come back. And 2 years is a long time. All your connections are gone. So again, very fortunate.
Yes.
I guess I was meant to do this. So you have to work hard and just enjoy it.
Can you say you were at the right spot at the right time?
I always believe that. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, because I saw the video last Sunday, and you said, what was that, the first opera you auditioned to? You were not accepted.
Yes.
And then you tried again.
Yes,
and
because
luckily,
these
several
states
of the good ones are
have
already
left.
graduated.
Exactly. Being there on the right time is also very interesting. You know, you're blessed and you're lucky. And suddenly, the director of the opera at Juilliard said, why don't you audition? I was completely destroyed. I said, this is the end of my life. You know, I really was very dramatic about it. And he said, no, don't be so emotional. I want you to come back and audition again. So the second semester I auditioned, and at that time, all their good singers just graduated. So I was there again at the right time. It's so funny. So there you are. It's been like that. Just it comes. I'm just fortunate.
And then sheer talent as well.
Of course,
Yeah.
it goes with the, yeah. Without that, it doesn't happen,
Yeah.
isn't it? You have to have it.
Thank you so much for this. Well, first of all, Chiara, to putting this story together so
Yes,
beautifully.
yes.
It's not easy to do. So
She is quite special.
No, because I love her. That's
Okay,
why you can tell how much I love
yes,
her.
that you love each other, right?
Yes.
It's a very loving relationship.
She's
That's
like my
beautiful.
daughter.
Yes.
Daughter, friend,
Student.
student.
Everything. Now, I'm very struck by the way that early on in your career, you were singing brand new operas and then very old operas.
Yes. I was so good with music, and then all the composers, the young composers, wanted me to sing
Yeah.
all their music. In fact, one of the premieres, he did 2 operas for me.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's just being there, and he
Yeah.
loved my voice, so he said, I want to compose for you.
Oh.
And then there was another one. He composed a cycle of songs for me. It's recorded, actually.
It's on
Okay.
it's
It's
the
on the-
the
Yeah.
website. Actually, also other people have contacted you, and you got tired of singing modern
Yes,
music,
exactly.
so she turned them
The-
down.
Yeah, because I was so good in learning modern music, which I mean, Passaggio, the Italian
Yes.
music,
That's
you
so
know,
easy.
in the orchestra, there's no cue.
Yeah.
No, you don't know what sound you're going to sing, right? So I studied by rote with an accompanist, and he played the music until I could hear it in my head, and before you know it, I had perfect pitch. And I don't have perfect pitch, you know.
No, that's hard work, right? I mean,
That's hard.
it's-
I mean,
it's
you know, the
extremely
ear,
hard work,
the oral part
Yeah.
is so crucial.
Yeah.
So I just had a great time.
Now, do you think that really shaped the way you
I think
developed
so.
your career afterwards?
I think so. And then every composer wanted to do something for me. In fact, a very famous composer, Stockhausen it was,
Stockhausen.
in
Wow,
Germany.
really?
He called me, all of a sudden called me. I was still at Juilliard. He called me and says, I hear that you're very good with modern music. And I said, yes. And he said, I have a composition that I would like you to sing. You know, and me, I didn't know what to say. I mean, he's a famous man.
It's a
You know,
legend,
oh,
yeah.
I'm so sorry, I don't think I can do that. But thank you very much for thinking of me. Oh my God, I said that? I can't believe I said that to this great guy.
Oh,
But anyway, that's what happened.
Thank you so much.
And then, you know, I didn't want to be pegged
Mhm,
as a modern singer, all modern music. So I said, I better go back to standard. And so I did. So,
But you also sang like Baroque.
oh
operas
yeah,
too,
yeah,
so,
yeah, I did. I did Handel and
Moving forward, our young generations, how do we encourage the
young ones to continue to love opera? Because it seems as if the younger generations have lost.
Yeah, they don't.
quality
They're
of
not as interested, isn't it?
music.
Yeah, we are trying very much in the classical music to get that more out there. You know, that's why they have operas on television. There's the NET that puts up classical music, and they put in operas coming from the Met. They do now. They didn't during my time. And slowly, it's not easy somehow.
Well, Cunyo, like, I know just like watching like little trailers on social media, like a lot of opera companies are trying to modernize their sets, modernize the clothing.
Yeah, so that it's
yeah,
more relatable.
Yeah, and there are a lot of
Yeah.
more sex, in them. It's true, like, more. I don't know. What do you feel about that?
More sensual.
Yeah,
or
more
something.
sensual.
More out there.
Yeah.
Opera has always been sensual and provocative in some
That's
sense.
true. That's true.
But I think there's a lot of great opportunity right now because I think in some sense composers can use different media.
That's true.
They can
That's true.
They can show opera
Video.
on video opera or on your phone. So I think it's a matter of trying to be open-minded on both sides, both audience side and the composers and industry side, to be able to support this art form. That's very important.
Mm.
So at the University of I also graduated from UP, right? Were you a music major? Is that
Oh yes,
that-
I had a double major, piano and voice.
and voice.
Yeah. But I got so busy with the voice that I neglected my piano, so I gave it up.
And you sang with the Madrigals?
Yes,
Madrigals.
yes. I led the Madrigal group.
Okay.
Yeah, we were the
Okay.
first Madrigal before it became international. Yeah.
Do they still exist?
Yes, I think so.
they
I
do.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
They were
tour.
They
just-
tour.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
We didn't do that. We just started it, and then when I left, it sort of stopped for a while, and then it picked up again. And by Mrs. Veneracion, she put it all together again, and that was the touring group.
They're still touring.
Hmm?
They are still touring. In fact, we're trying to get them. to
Yeah,
tour.
they're very good.
They're expensive.
Yeah. Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yes. Yes.
Well, it's very hard. You
Yeah,
know, they
it is.
need the
So,
money. Yeah.
With all your grand achievement, what was the point in your career that you said it's time for me to, move on to another?
Oh,
movie?
interest. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Well, I don't really remember when I started to say have had enough of traveling, My marriage, my husband is here, and we hardly saw each other. And so I devoted my time with my marriage, and then I love teaching, so I started to do that. Yeah. And I'm very happy about it. It's important. We didn't have kids. We didn't think of children. I said, I don't want to have children because my children is my music.
I am so in awe of the high notes. I was listening to it before I came here. I'm just like so blown away. So it's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, it was so nice of you to come.
So, Ms. Mandac, on behalf of Columbia and the Filipino American Association of Greater Columbia, thank you so much for coming.
Oh, these are beautiful roses. Thank you. Thank you. They're beautiful. And I love roses.
Last question, if
Oh.
you indulge me.
Yes.
Evelyn, given your spectacular career through all these years, is there anything that would come to your mind which you would, let's say, advise your young Evelyn Mandac when you were young?
Oh. Love music, first of all. It's true. You have to love it because it's an up and down kind of thing. Things come up and then suddenly you don't have anything. Yeah, you have to love music. It's a difficult field to pursue. You have to be lucky. But first of all, you have to be prepared so that when the doors are opened for opportunities, you're ready. And I have had that.
Right.
I've been very fortunate. I've had many mentors who supported me through all my career. They're all gone. I love them so much. They taught me everything. Really, they taught me everything. And I would like to
Plus
impart.
your talent.
Impart,
Goodness.
yes.
It wouldn't have happened without your talent.
Oh, of course, of course. I was always the favorite, you know. I felt so embarrassed that they liked me so much. The other classmates didn't particularly care that they liked me so much, but that's my life. I loved it.
So we have Merienda there, and I know people would want to talk to you personally.
Oh, of course,
yeah,
of course.
So if you
It's a lovely audience. Thank you.